Okay, on to the mountaintop. Uh, I looked up the momentum and haste thing. There's the game mechanic is basically shit. It's a lot of problem with Bioware games, in that their story and companion relationships and interaction is usually very strong, but the game mechanics, especially once they have to make up for themselves instead of just copying from an existing game, is very average at best and bad here and there. This is one of those mechanics that is simply bad. There is a cap on how much attack speed can increase, which is fine. That's a sensible thing to do. The problem is, instead of having the cap that once you reach it, it just won't go any higher. It actually removes all attack speed advantages. So if it goes above a certain point, it resets to 0, which is retarded. It's retarded, incredibly stupid, and there's no indication anywhere that that is happening. It's an invisible game mechanic that, unless you're looking at your character and comparing the attack speed by eye, you're not going to notice that. Very likely, at least. I've been doing the momentum hasting for a long time, and it's actually just made my reduced my combat capability. It does allow for one positive thing. You can game the system, because now we are at a point where there are some abilities that reduce your attack speed. Naturally, it's a pretty severe negative normally, but now with the momentum and haste, for example, it crosses the line where that never should be crossed. But it also allows for to use for those attack speed decreasing abilities without actually decreasing attack speed. If I stack another ability that reduces attack speed on top of on top of momentum and haste, I'll actually radically increase the attack speed at this point. So it's another thing we have to keep in mind when I need to look over some of these abilities again that we have available and see if there's something worthwhile taking. Because having momentum and haste on at the same time makes a lot of sense. It's much more convenient. Momentum increases attack speed much more than simple haste does. So it would be better for me to have the momentum on, but if that's the case, I can't have the haste on, which means rest of the party can't take any benefit, and that's not a great thing. So what I'm trying to do in the future is look through my talents and see if there's some way I can reduce my attack speed with the abilities available. Reduce attack speed in order to vastly increase my attack speed, if that makes sense. Um, it doesn't make sense. It's insane mechanic. What makes it a bad mechanic is that it's also hidden. There's nothing to indicate that it is. It's clearly one of those things that it was a shitty mechanic to begin with, and when people complained about it, they didn't fix it because of reasons, or couldn't be asked to do it. So the best game mechanically based games of Bioware I've played is when they basically used are the Dungeons and Dragons games, because they've copied an existing mechanic, and which was actually fairly well thought out. The weaknesses in those games are mainly because of some translation problems with abilities to computer games, because that's not how the game is originally balanced, and because Bioware had changed the original abilities to fit into the computer game. It's sort of a combination. Usually that's the biggest problem in those games. Here, with their when they have come up with their systems of their own, there's always problems where things don't really work out or they're completely broken. So I love Bioware and a lot of their games, how they're made, but Bioware is not good with game mechanics. They're not shit. They just aren't good. They're average. Never have I played a Bioware game where the system isn't copied for somewhere else, where I thought the gameplay mechanics involved were great, and this is not an exception. I don't like play this quick slot game in every fight. I'm not complaining about having quick slots. The abilities in general don't really appeal to me. It's a workable system, but I don't feel it's a great system. And but this is the first time I noticed something is really broken. Probably another thing to break would be to raise defense really high. I'm suspecting it will bring you very close to a physical attack immunity. I doubt basically allow you to reduce the incoming damage to such a degree from physical attacks that it's trivially easy to tank almost everything. Unless it's capped by something. But again, there's no indication of anything like that, so it's really hard for me to say. It might work, it might not. Usually these games work just fine if you don't try to buff anything specific. You try to get everything to have a little bit of a bonus. But once you start to pile up bonuses on a single set, things break down, and you don't have to work all that hard about it. Yeah, momentum and haste. It's not like I'm trying to go out of my way to break the system. It's basic ability of one major combat tree and a haste, and the system can't even handle that. So it's really bad.
Got it.
We blow the horn, we can challenge the dragon to a fight. I don't particularly want to do that now.
A high dragon is not a joke. We'd best be careful. Real careful.
Where the hell do I need to go? Do I need to go to the ruined temple or what? I guess so. No, something there. The gauntlet. Chest, broken chest.
All right, all right.
Allow me. I could do that for you. I'll do it.
Ironbark Lando. Just don't have the room for this stuff. I'm going to the ruined temple first. I think that was the lower levels that we've already cleared, basically. I'm hoping we're going to arrive at a location there that we haven't been yet. Yeah. No reason to go there. So the gauntlet it is. Who's the dragon anyway? I don't think it'll attack us. Guardian.
Do you feel that? This place is practically infused with magic.
Andraste's arrows interrupt spellcasting. Well, that's not annoying or anything.
Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back?
Studded leather gloves inscribed. Might be better than what Liliana has at the moment. Let's talk to the Guardian. I don't want to fight him. I don't think there's any reason to either.
I bid you welcome, Pilgrim.
Oh. You must be the Guardian.
Yes, I am the Guardian of the Ashes. I have waited years for this.
Why have you been here for so long?
It has been my duty, my life, to protect the urn and prepare the way for the faithful who come to revere Andraste. For years beyond counting have I been here, and shall I remain until my task is done and the Imperium has crumbled into the sea.
Will your task ever be done?
I do not know, and I do not question.
I guess they chose the right man for the job here. Colgrim and his followers do not regard you very highly.
Colgrim knows not of what he speaks. His heart is laced with poison, and he has led many astray.
What do you know about these disciples of Andraste?
When my brethren and I carried Andraste from Tevinter to this sanctuary, we vowed to forever revere her memory and guard her. I have watched generations of my brethren take up the mantle of their fathers. For centuries they did this, unwavering, joyful in their appointed task. But now they have lost their way. They have forgotten Andraste and their promise.
What can you tell me about the Urn of Sacred Ashes?
You already know that the urn contains the remains of the prophet Andraste. What else is there to tell?
How do I get to the urn?
You have come to honor Andraste, and you shall, if you prove yourself worthy.
I need the ashes to cure a noble man.
Still, you must prove yourself worthy. It is not my place to decide your worthiness. The gauntlet does that. If you are found worthy, you will see the urn and be allowed to take a small pinch of the ashes for yourself. If not...
I demand that you take me to the urn! Hey, what is the gauntlet? It's a gauntlet.
The gauntlet tells the true pilgrims from the false. You will undergo 4 tests of faith, and we shall see how your soul fares.
Can you tell me of anything else about this gauntlet?
You will understand what it is when you face it.
Let's get on with things.
Before you go, there is something I must ask. I see that the path that led you here was not easy. There is suffering in your past. Your suffering, and the suffering of others. Balin's machinations led to Trian's death and your exile. You allowed this to happen. Do you think you failed Trian?
No. I could not have known that was what Balin had planned.
Then you do not dwell on past mistakes. Neither yours, nor someone else's.
It's easy for others to judge what you've done in hindsight, but it doesn't make it any better.
It is sometimes difficult to see how our actions affect an outcome. But that does not mean our actions had no effect.
What's past is past. Why bring it up and open old wounds?
And what of those that follow you? Alistair, Knight, and Warden. You wonder if things would have been different if you were with Duncan on the battlefield. You could have shielded him from the killing blow. You wonder, don't you, if you should have died and not him?
Yes. If Duncan had been saved and not me, everything would be better. If I just had the chance, maybe I...
Ask your question, Guardian. I am ready.
You are ever the advisor, ready with a word of wisdom. Do you wonder if you spout only platitudes, burned into your mind in the distant past? Perhaps you are only a tool, used to spread the word of the Circle and the Chantry. Does doubt ever chip away at your truths?
You frame the statement in the form of a question, yet you already know our answers. There is no sense in hiding, is there? Yes, I do doubt at times. Only the fool is completely certain of himself.
And you, why do you say the Maker speaks to you, when all know that the Maker has left? He spoke only to Andraste. Do you believe yourself her equal?
I never said that.
In Ole, you were someone. In Lothering, you feared you would lose yourself, become a drab sister, and disappear. When your brothers and sisters of the cloister criticized you for what you professed, you were hurt, but you also reveled in it. It made you special. You enjoyed the attention, even if it was negative.
You're saying that I made it up for the attention? I did not. I know what I believe.
The way is open. Good luck, and may you find what you seek.
Let's go.
Let's go indeed. No, book. Maker's first children. Ah. They were the spirits. Ah, Maker was disappointed. Although the spirits were like him in that they could manipulate the ether and create from it, they did not do so. They had no earth to create, and even when instructed to do so, possessed no imagination to give their creations ingenuity or life. Maker realized his own folly. He had created the spirits to resemble him in all but one and most important way. They did not have a spark of the divine within them. He expelled all the spirits out of the Golden City and into the Fade and proceeded to his next creation, life. Created living things separated from the Fade by the veil. Spirits grew jealous of the living and coaxed them into the Fade when they slept. As the spirits grew in power, however, some of them became contemptuous of the living. These were the spirits that saw the darkest parts of the dreamers. Their lands were places of torment and horror, and they knew that the living were strongly drawn to places that mirrored those dark parts of themselves. These spirits questioned the Maker's wisdom and proclaimed the living inferior. They learned from the darkness they saw and became the first demon. Rage, hunger, sloth, desire, pride. It was demons that whispered into the minds of men, convincing them to turn from the Maker and worship false gods. They seek to possess all life as their due, forging kingdoms of nightmare in the Fade in the hopes that one day storming the walls of heaven itself. And the Maker despaired once again, for he had given the power of creation to his new children, and in return they had created sin. Okay.
Echoes from a shadow realm, whispers of things yet to come. Thought's strange sister dwells in night, is swept away by dawning light. Of what do I speak?
Riddles. Didn't pay attention. You repeat that.
Echoes from a shadow realm, whispers of things yet to come. Thought's strange sister dwells in night, is swept away by dawning light. Of what do I speak?
Dreams?
A dream came upon me as my daughter slumbered beneath my heart. It told of her life, and of her betrayal and death. I am sorrow and regret. I am a mother weeping bitter tears for a daughter she could not save.
What? Ah, riddles, 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 riddles.
The smallest lark could carry it, while a strong man might not. Of what do I speak?
Coconut. A tune?
Yes, I was Andraste's dearest friend in childhood, and always we would sing. She celebrated the beauty of life, and all who heard her would be filled with joy. They say the Maker himself was moved by Andraste's song, and then she sang no more of simple things.
I'd neither a guest nor a trespasser be. In this place I belong, that belongs also to me. Of what do I speak?
What?
I'd neither a guest nor a trespasser be. In this place I belong, that belongs also to me. Of what do I speak?
I hate riddles.
I'd neither a guest nor a trespasser be. In this place I belong, that belongs also to me. Of what do I speak?
Ah, shit. Let's say home.
It was my dream for the people to have a home of their own, where we would have no masters but ourselves. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, and thus we followed Andraste against the Imperium. But she was betrayed, and so were we.
An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. The debt of blood must be paid in full. Of what do I speak?
Vengeance, naturally.
Yes, my husband Hissarion would have chosen a quick death for Andraste. I made him swear that she would die publicly with her war leaders, that all would know the Imperium's strength. I am justice. I am vengeance. Blood can only be repaid in blood.
The bones of the world stretched towards the sky's embrace, veiled in white, like a bride greeting her groom. Of what do I speak?
Mountains.
Yes. I carried Andraste's ashes out of Tevinter into the mountains to the east, where she could gaze ever into her Maker's sky. No more fitting a tomb than this could we find.
A poison of the soul, passion's cruel counterpart. From love she grows, till love lies slain. Of what do I speak?
Jealousy.
Yes, jealousy drove me to betrayal. I was the greatest general of the Alamari, but beside her I was nothing. Hundreds fell before her on bended knee. They loved her, as did the Maker. I loved her too. But what man can compare with a god?
No man has seen it, but all men know it. Lighter than air, sharper than any sword. Comes from nothing, but will fell the strongest armies. Of what do I speak?
What?
No man has seen it, but all men know it. Lighter than air, sharper than any sword. Comes from nothing, but will fell the strongest armies. Of what do I speak?
Hunger?
Yes, hunger was the weapon used against the wicked men of the Teventer Imperium. The Maker kindled the sun's flame, scorching the land. Their crops failed, and their armies could not march. Then he opened the heavens and bade the waters flow, and washed away their filth. I am Kefir, disciple of Andraste and commander of her armies. I saw these things done, and knew the Makers smiled on us.
She wields the broken sword, and separates true kings from tyrants. Of what do I speak?
Mercy?
Yes, I could not bear the sight of Andraste's suffering, and Mercy bade me end her life. I am the penitent sinner, who shows compassion as he hopes compassion will be shown to him.
Okay. Next.
Greetings, my exiled brother. I would lament your fate, but why should I? You have been cast out to walk the surface, whereas I... But I am too hard on you. Balin made fools of us both. Were I a spectator, I would applaud him for his clever manipulations. However, I find it hard for me to remain unbiased in this regard.
We have a few options. The thing is, I don't. They're not really responses to what he's saying. They're all. Do I want to take blame? Oh, how do I feel about Balin's betrayal? I should have never trusted him. I'm sorry for what I did, but I didn't do anything. Balin betrayed us both. It was not my fault. I certainly don't feel it's my fault. So why would I try to even say that? I never trusted Balin. I didn't do anything wrong, in my opinion. Well, Balin betrayed us both. It was not my fault. Well, certainly that. Why the fuck would I be? It seems like I'm trying to defend myself against some kind of accusation that was never made. So that is what you say, but you are not Trian. I don't really want to say any of these. I guess I'll go with the third. Balin betrayed us. It was not my fault. Because that's how I feel about things. I just wouldn't say it normally.
But the betrayals of Orzammar do not weigh down your steps. You have not faltered, and I am proud of you. Take this and use it well. I give you this and my blessing. Remember me.
Remember my gigantic nose. Ah, we did get something. What is it? Spirit chart? No. No. I have no idea what we got. Reflection. No idea. Well, I'm sure it was something. Moving on. Ooh, a fight maybe. Cleansing aura? What? Okay, we need to get rid of wind.
Where now?
And she's shattered.
I'll get up. Can I get
Okay, I'm changing her tactics. I want the healing to start a little bit earlier, so I'm changing it to 75%, because there's some natural delay before she finishes things up to when she starts healing. Also, there's a delay, a cooldown on the spell, so it's better to start using it before you go too low, so you can heal, and before you go to 0 health you have time to recharge the healing spell, hopefully several times over.
Well, looks like there's only one way forward.
Ah.
Hey, you see those thingies over on the side of that huge chasm? I bet they're used for something. Maybe I should touch them or stand on them?
Alistair, normal people tend to avoid strange-looking sections of floor thingies, as you say. They tend to be traps.
You don't really think they're traps, do you?
Yeah, I don't think you can make it out of here without having friends.
I can see a bridge, but it is clearly incorporeal. There's no way to cross on that.
That's it! That's an actual bridge piece right there. If we can get all the bridge pieces to be solid, we can make it across.
Ask me anything.
Then it, yeah, I don't think I can make a solid unless the bridge piece is made from both sides.
I stand ready.
Okay, what are you standing on? Wait a minute. Can I leave? Yes.
Andraste only favored the clever, it seems.
Puzzles, lovely. With no chance of really failing. Well, it was we wasted a few minutes of time there. Okay. This altar is little more than a dusty stone slab. You can make out an inscription carved into its face. Cast off the trappings of worldly life and cloak yourself in the goddess goodness of spirit. King and slave, lord and beggar, be born anew in the Maker's sight. Remove equipment. Don't have the room for this though. Yeah, 0 out of 1.
You have been through the trials of the gauntlet. You have walked the path of Andraste, and like her, you have been cleansed. You have proven yourself worthy, pilgrim. Approach the sacred ashes.
I wonder how did I get this bloody new. I understand we're bloody here, but how did I get blood on my skin and underwear too?
I never dreamed I would ever lay my eyes on the urn of sacred ashes. I have no words to express.
I didn't think anyone could succeed in finding Andraste's final resting place. But here she is.
I could not have asked for a greater honor than to be here. I will never forget this feeling.
These are the earthly remains of Andraste, prophet and bride of the Maker. Take a pinch of the ashes. Place it in a leather pocket. And golden demon pendant, belt of the Magister Lord, silverites. Yeah, no. Yes, destroy. Destroy, destroy, destroy. Okay, we need stacks. Well, flasks are cheap, but we have 50 of them. We really have some crap. Insufficient skill. Well, I guess that was it. So, yeah. I'm debating whether or not we would try to kill the dragon now too. Might as well give it a try at least. I'm not quite sure where would we need to go to do that. I'm not sure we can succeed with the team we have. With the specializations we have. How would you use it anyway? Bastard is. How would you use it? Where would you use it? Hey, do I just need to use it in the inventory or what? Hi, dragon. And we're already almost dead. Ah, that's beautiful. Wonder if it has mana. It's hard to say because I. Ah, someone died. Yeah, no. Yeah, terrific start to the whole thing at least. I think I'll leave things to autopilot mostly and just try to keep the gang alive myself. Probably should use healing items too. It's not exactly taking a lot of damage. Another one down. We're taking insane amounts of damage. The resistance wouldn't hurt. $60 points of damage. Yeah, we can't exactly heal this. You go behind the bastard. You could drink a healing potion. Maybe you should just heal. This sort of started badly right from the start. I thought there would have been some kind of a cutscene instead of the dragon just crashing in the middle of the group. It's gonna take a long time before we can resurrect anyone, so we basically have one guy dealing damage. Yeah. Amount of damage it does is really quite impressive.
Ready.
Yeah, please don't be next to each other. I don't think that's a great idea.
Yes.
Massive attack. This is gonna take a huge amount of time if we can't resurrect Alistair. A life ward, so if he falls in battle, he'll get automatically healed. $100 points of damage. That's fine.
Is it time to kill something?
You use bows. In this one instance, I think that might be a lot healthier option. And I can't command shit again. Friendly, more bows. We just need someone to stay close to it. You should be drinking potion, you dumb bitch. Ah, come on.
Yeah, I shall do so.
Now, attack. Attack, and you might as well attack too.
Where now?
Kill something.
And you're not attacking. Why not? Why? Why? Because it's on, yep, don't move mode. And why are you trying to get, for fuck's sakes?
We must.
Yeah, you're not doing anything, and you're not doing anything. Now I'm having real trouble with the control system. In order for this to function in any kind of sensible way, I'd have to disable all of the tactic options, or at least a lot of them. Otherwise, there's so much conditions now there that they're basically tuned at least somewhat to work with the melee system. Now they're just causing needless aggravation. Yeah, I don't want her to move, but if I use the hold position mode, this guy doesn't attack at all. This is a terrible system. It's like it was never shit. It's like a bad version of the Baldur's Gate combat system. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. Maybe even a bad version of Neverwinter Night system. You don't. They've tried to imitate sort of things, but it seems like the system is very. You can get things to do how you want them to do, but it's a very inconvenient way to do that. You didn't with the different combat system where there's some AI. Well, not AI in the sense, but if I tell one of my characters to attack someone in Baldur's Gate, he'll continue attacking that until the target dies, or he's incapable of attacking it, or until I tell him to just stop. He doesn't stand around like a moron if something odd just happens or his path is momentarily blocked.
Good to go!
It's very aggravating. We'll probably have to do this again. We're at half. Shit. I'm loading things now, actually. I think I can get away with a lot less aggravation if I just do it this way.
Right.
Because now I can just... No, I don't want to change the party. What about you? What the fudge are you doing? That's fine. You don't need to use threaten, really. Not here. I don't think shield wall will do anything real good either, but might as well keep it. You dual weapon sweep, flurry, cripple. Whatever. I don't really want to change these. Okay, enemy rank. Elite or higher. Punch. Okay, we do have to use the hold position system at least initially. It's going to land where the guy blowing the trumpet is, I'm guessing at least. So yeah, so
Yes. What is your command?
and you're not doing. Why do you switch your weapons on your own again? Jesus fucking Christ! Hate this system. I hate this so much. It's making things that should be. I just want you to stay there and shoot arrows. It's the simplest things that are the most hardest to get right in here, and that's the weird part of it. We're too close. Might as well heal yourself.
Yes.
Whoops. Okay. Shit. Multiple of those grappling attacks in conjunction, and I just don't have the health to survive that.
Off I go.
Going after Alistair properly then. So, switch.
That was better than later.
Make us breath.
I have to take hold position out, otherwise no one's attacking or doing anything. This is so frustrating, because I feel like I'm spending more time fighting the user interface than I'm spending fighting the goddamn monster. I'd rather play a single character in this game than you try to manage the group to fight efficiently. That's probably the reason I bothered to solo this game in the first place.
I shall do so.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, damage that does is simply insane. This. What the fuck are you rejuvenating?
We must fight.
Heal. Do something. Don't do anything. Last minute save.
Breaking us.
And again, do nothing.
Your orders? Where now?
Cripple, cripple. We should be constant. Just don't have the mana for that. Okay, now you can try to threaten it. In many cases, it sort of looks like sides would be the best place to attack it. It seems to be using his tail and head quite efficiently, so sides, I think, are more vulnerable. It can attack on the sides, but it's not that dangerous. Front is the worst by far, but stunned. Every time it switches directions, we need to do it too. Yeah, that's not that bad. Massive attacks and slap is probably his weakest attacks. Yeah, pushes us away, but we're still in fine condition. It's not doing damage. That's the important part.
Is it time to kill something?
It's changing facing again. Back the sides. He's doing those minor attacks, but not a problem.
I'll get up.
Okay. Whoops. He grabbed us in his mouth. That's bad. That is bad. Need to do some special attacks.
Ready.
Hopefully, he'll survive. That's rough. That is rough. Ah, shit, we're dead. We do a life ward on him. Too late. It's going down on me any moment. I mean, any hit could take it down. Yeah, and it's dead. Alistair killed him. Dragon Slayer. Ah, shit, and we have 4 item slots available. Grandmaster Flame. Dragon Scale. Potent Lyrium, thank you. Crow Dagger. And Demon. Well, few good items. Deadhead Charge. Pure Bitch Braid. We probably want to take pretty much everything here. My Tashir War Axe. These aren't super powerful, but we need 12 free slots. Well, this is trash. Studded leather gloves. Destroyed. Storm talents. Winter Shield. Rubbish. The shield is rubbish too. Nothing red steel. We'll take silverite and hardened leather. Need trash weapons, iron bark longbows. Yeah, just destroy. Could take the dagger too. Yeah. This is relatively valuable even Even the normal items, we can get money out of them. It's not super useful, but on the other hand, it'll make us gaining additional money a little bit easier. I don't know what to take at this point. Venom. Certainly not gonna use Venom. Crow Dagger, and we'll leave the rest. Dragon Scale Armor. You found a Dragon Scale. Perhaps a Master Armor Smith could do something with this. Well, that's decent enough for a finish. I guess if you could stay constantly out of the forward arc, you could not be captured by him in the mouth. That's really the death sentence. I still say it's a dangerous opponent, not because it's something that might be hard to get past, but because if you do mistakes, you're very likely to start losing people. Even on the first attempt we could have killed him, but it would have taken a lot of time. Probably longer than it did to just restart things.
Now's better than later.
I want to get to Arl even if I can. Want to settle this mission right now. After that, it's definitely get equipment, do the 2 side quests, get equipment, get to chat with the companions, do as much of the side quest things as we can. That doesn't mean we're gonna do every single one of them, but I do want to make significant progress on that front. I don't want to be in a position after Denerim or Brazilian outskirts where I have a huge ton of these secondary missions waiting for me, and I haven't talked to anyone.
You're awake. Did you feel it too? It was like the archdemons saw us. Saw us! What does that mean? I think... Wait. Did you hear that?
Let me attack.
No mercy! Let's have at it!
I guess it's like Duncan once said. We can sense them, and they can sense us. We'd best be more careful from now on. This camp isn't safe any longer.
Will they send next? Darkspawn tax collectors?
Fortification should be built around the camp.
Yeah, can't get a bloody night's rest.
How unnerving.
It will be more difficult to sleep here now.
What, no trap? No ambush? Huh. Some assassins.
Yeah, we don't have the space. On the bright house side, this is exactly where I wanted to be. Because now we can at least dump a little bit of our equipment. Belt of the Magister Lord, spell power for Liliana, because that's exactly what she needs right now. Any empty inventory slot would be filled by something. And there's nothing really to put in here. Physical resistance. Well, it's a couple of extra slots for free. We can get rid of a few gift items, I suppose. We could sell some of these. But gift items. Lamb bone. We want a nice little lamb bone. Oh, good for you. Jason's sack of meat. That's for you, isn't it? 35. That's bad. And I haven't talked to him after we murdered his wife. That's probably why the real approval is pretty low.
That looks fine indeed.
Okay. Antivan leather boots. Zevran was from Antiva.
That smell. This is Antivan leather, isn't it? I would know that anywhere. I don't know how you knew I was missing my homeland, but this does the trick nicely. Thank you.
What are you waiting for? Try them on!
But I'm not finished admiring them yet. Can you smell that? Like rotting flesh. Just like back in Antiva City. Now if only you could find me a prostitute or two. A bowl of fish chowder and a corrupt politician. I'd really feel like I was home. And the feet as well. Marvelous.
Everyone liked that quite a bit. That is good. Now we're looking at an approval rating. I can probably fiddle to over 50. That should be enough for Zevran, at least for the current moment. Who the fuck uses that? What's the locket for? Okay, I do feel I need to save a little bit. I'm guessing the statues are for Alistair. All this kind of random crap where I don't really know who wants it, it seems to be for Alistair. So Soul Warrior.
Is that for me?
Yeah, it's definitely for him.
Really?
About Dragon Statuette?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Books were for Win. Although we've only had one book so far, so maybe I'm generalizing a bit too soon.
Oh, marvelous.
No, I'm not.
Oh, marvelous.
Excellent. Demon Pendant. I would say Morrigan. Because it's gold and it has a demon in it.
A fine gift. You have my thanks.
It was. I don't know. I have no idea about the locket. Silver ring might be a generic one. Steel bracers maybe too. So I'm inclined to give them to people who we are not great with. Sten, maybe the bracers. I actually think Sten might be a good receiver of the locket because it has painting in it, so it could fit him. I don't recall anyone else mentioning the lockets.
You have my thanks.
It's definitely not for him. I'm not giving it to anyone. I'm going to give the two generic feeling gifts and then moving on. So steel bracers, small silver ring. I want Zevran's approval higher. At least take the silver ring.
How nice.
Yep. Sten could be higher too. Exquisite carvings of warhounds. This be another Alistair item. Sten does not appreciate this. Sten is painting. So it could be Zevran or Alistair as far as I'm concerned. We don't really need the space now, so I'm going to skip that. I want to go visit Earl Eamon. See if we can wrap that up. Alistair,
Yes.
Liliana,
Indeed,
win.
yes.
Come on. Ah, it's just you again. Not quite sure what's possible to achieve here. Still the fate of the mage that is in question.
You return. Might you have news?
I found the urn.
You have? Wonderful. Let us go at once to Eamon's side and see if the urn's healing powers live up to their reputation.
I wonder how you administrate the ashes.
Where am I?
Be calm, brother. You have been deathly ill for a very long time. Do you remember nothing?
Tegan? What are you doing here? Where is Isolde?
I am here, my husband.
And Connor? Where is my boy? Where is our son?
He lives, though many others are dead. There is much to tell you, husband.
Dead? Then it was not a dream.
Much has happened since you fell ill, brother. Some of it will not be easy for you to hear.
Then tell me. I wish to hear all of it. This is most troubling. There is much to be done, that is true. But I should first be thankful to those who have done so much. Grey Warden, you have not only saved my life, but kept my family safe as well. I am in your debt. Will you permit me to offer you a reward for your service?
Loot!
Then allow me to declare you and those traveling with you champions of Redcliffe. You will always be a welcome guest within these halls. And for you, Warden, a shield of the same make as those that have been given to our finest knights.
I suppose this will do. Thank you, Your Grace.
We should speak of Loghain, brother. There is no telling what he will do once he learns of your recovery.
Loghain instigates a civil war even though the Darkspawn are on our very doorstep. Long I have known him. He is a sensible man, one who never desired power.
I was there when he announced he was taking control of the throne, Eamon. He is mad with ambition, I tell you.
Mad indeed. Mad enough to kill Cailan, to attempt to kill myself and destroy my lands. Whatever happened to him, Loghain must be stopped. What's more, we can scarce afford to fight this war to its bitter end.
So, what are you proposing?
We have no time to wage a campaign against him. Someone must surrender if Ferelden is to have any chance at fighting the Darkspawn.
So... Okay, I don't... Okay, but once everyone learns what he's done, I think that's silly. You don't make alliances and commit you to this extent by having a sudden revelation that ooh, one of your leaders did some unscrupulous things. You don't throw away the alliances and throw over governments. Jesus Christ, you hear about that all the time, and no one bats an eyelash. Maybe some kind of a low-ranking official gets the boot or something like that. Someone gets fined, something like that. Nothing major really happens as a consequence. So who's giving up then? Someone has to give up. Who?
No, not at all. Loghain is responsible for heinous crimes, and I intend to see him pay. But our armies must be reserved for the Darkspawn, not for each other. I will spread word of Loghain's treachery, both here and against the King. But it will be but a claim made without proof. Those claims will give Loghain's allies pause, but we must combine it with a challenge Loghain cannot ignore. We need someone with a stronger claim to the throne than Loghain's daughter, the Queen.
Are you referring to Alistair, brother? Are you certain?
I would not propose such a thing if we had an alternative, but the unthinkable has occurred.
You intend to put Alistair forward as king?
Tegan and I have a claim through marriage, but we would seem opportunists no better than Loghain. Alistair's claim is by blood.
And what about me? Does anyone care what I want?
You have a responsibility, Alistair. Without you, Loghain wins. I would have to support him for the sake of Ferelden. Is that what you want?
But I... No, my lord.
I see only one way to proceed. I will call for a landsmeet, a gathering of all of Ferelden's nobility in the city of Denerim. There, Ferelden can decide who shall rule, one way or another. Then the business of fighting our true foe can begin. What say you to that, my friend? I do not wish to proceed without your blessing.
Okay, what's stopping Loghain from just attacking?
Why do you think he had me poisoned? He wanted me gone without having to confront me directly. If I call for a landsmeet, refusing the compromise and attacking Redcliffe will only support our accusations. I'm sure he'd rather I died from the poison. Had the demon not interfered, that's exactly what would have happened.
What if we defeat him in battle?
Unless we convince some of Loghain's allies to abandon him, that's not likely to happen. Our army is not large enough. As a Grey Warden, you may gather allies to you, but we need those forces to face the Darkspawn, not to battle against our own.
Okay. Do you really think this landmeet idea will work?
That depends. If we cannot get a consensus in the landsmeet for Alistair, we cannot afford to oppose Loghain either. Does that mean Loghain could win? A man who killed his own king, who has gone mad with power? Perhaps. We must see that he does not.
And what if we support Loghain? I don't want to bring that up. Not when Alistair is still mad about Duncan being killed. He doesn't seem to even like to discuss possibilities. So, what about the Darkspawn?
Ferelden must stand united to defeat the Darkspawn. A fractured nation will not defeat the Blight, even given my army and those gathered with your treaties.
So, what are my options?
You have already found allies, but we need those to fight Darkspawn. I truly believe the landsmeet is our best option. We could attempt to wage a military campaign against Loghain, but even if we win, would we have enough left to defeat the Darkspawn?
No, but neither would Loghain.
Perhaps Loghain gambles on this attitude, that everyone will decide facing the Darkspawn is more vital than facing him, so that he leads us against the Horde.
What if we just simply kill Loghain?
I'm not sure that would help our cause. We would become the criminals, and our accusations would become excuses. Furthermore, I'm not even certain where Loghain might be.
Yeah, we don't really have a choice.
Very well. I will send out the word. But before we proceed, I believe there is the matter of the mage, my son's tutor. He still lives, I understand.
He does. He is in the dungeon, brother.
Have him brought here, Tegan. I wish to see him. Jowan, what you have done is not in question. You tried to assassinate me and set into motion a series of events that nearly destroyed everything I cherish. What have you to say in your own defense?
Nothing, my lord. Other than to say I am sorry. I expect no mercy for what I've done.
I see. Grey Warden, have you anything to say on Jowan's behalf?
He seems earnest in his desire to repent.
Oh? That is unexpected. And what would you have me do? As the injured party, my ability to see the merciful path is strained.
He deserves no mercy. Again, why do I have to decide? Give him to the circle.
True enough, and wisely said. Jowan, I hereby turn you over to the Tower of the Circle of Magi. May the Maker have mercy on your soul.
Thank you, my lord.
Now, back to the matter of the Landsmeet. It will take some time to recall my forces and organize our allies. I would prefer to wait until that is done before calling the Landsmeet. In the meantime, I suggest you pursue the remainder of the Grey Warden treaties. We will need all the allies we can get if we are to defeat the Darkspawn Horde.
Champion specialization unlocked. So I guess someone needed to declare us champion, and that unlocked it. So it was in effect the Andraste's Ashes mission was a choice between do you want champion specialization or Reaver specialization. You can unlock them both, I guess, fairly easily. But yeah. Yeah, we have 5 levels that we've leveled up and haven't used our attribute point. Well, I'll end it here. This stretched out to be longer than I anticipated anyway. We'll figure out all of these some other time.